How to write effective conclusion, well structured and with summarizing without adding too much information, and also open discussion for further considerations. A strong ending is more than just the final part of your writing. It's what your readers remember last. It should be short but powerful, leaving your readers with a lasting good impression. Think of the conclusion not just as a quick recap, but as an important finishing touch that completes your work. It's worth giving it some extra thought and care. Writers often think they are done once they have explained their topic, set up the discussion, and laid out their ideas clearly. But many overlook the conclusion, treating it like a last minute addition that doesn't need much work. This mistake can ruin the whole piece and harm the writer's reputation. Instead, put as much effort into a strong, clear ending as you do in the rest of your writing. It'll pay off and give your work a polished finish. Writing a conclusion can often be trickier than writing the start or the main part of your text. In the beginning, you are free to explore any aspect of your subject. The main sections break down the topic into smaller parts, and how you arrange your text guides what you include next. But the conclusion, it needs to sum up and give meaning to everything you have written. Always look back at your introduction before writing your conclusion. The start of your text tells readers what to expect and sets the direction with your main idea. As you write, you may stick to that promise or stray from it. When you get to the end, it's time to remember your initial plan and wrap things up. That's when you need to deliver on what you promised at the beginning. The conclusion might be short, but it should be strong. Make sure it leaves your readers feeling that reading your work was time well spent. It should highlight the main points and key issues you have discussed. Don't rely on the conclusion to change your readers' minds if the rest of your writing hasn't already done so. Aim for a conclusion that backs up your points and shows you stand by what you have written. Don't make the common mistake of ending your writing with an apology or by saying it is up to the reader to decide. If you do, it can make all your hard work seem unsure or unimportant. Why spend so much time on a detailed analysis just to suggest your ideas don't matter? It's not fair to your readers, and it can make them feel let down. Stand by your analysis and show confidence in your conclusions. It tells your readers that you believe in your work and its values. When writing a conclusion, keep these tips in mind to avoid common mistakes. 1. No apologies. If you think your writing isn't good enough, don't say sorry to your readers. Instead, take the time to make it better. Stay on topic. Don't start talking about new things in your conclusion. If you have new ideas while revising, weave them into the main text, not just at the end. 3. Finish strong. Make sure your conclusion keeps up the energy of your writing. A weak ending can disappoint your readers and make them doubt your confidence in your own words. Always end with a clear statement that shows you believe in what you have written. Introductions and conclusions play different roles in writing. The introduction sets the scene and presents the main idea, while the conclusion wraps everything up and suggests next steps or new questions. Both parts are important and should be well thought out. The body of the text is like a series of mini essays, each with its own main idea and supporting details, leading smoothly to the next part. Remember, the conclusion isn't just a final thought, it's your last chance to make an impact. So, it should be as strong as the introduction, but also clear and direct. To write a good conclusion, you need to fully understand your introduction and the body of your text. It's not something you can rush. It takes careful thought to tie everything together. Revisit your introduction to refresh your memory of what you promised to cover. Then make sure your conclusion delivers on those promises. It should be tailored to your text, bringing closure and leading to reader satisfied that you have fulfilled what you set out to do. Writing conclusion takes effort, but it's crucial for a complete and effective piece. A good conclusion is well built and gives your writing a sense of purpose. It should wrap up your work with a clear recap of the main points, without just repeating what's already been said. It can also suggest new questions or ideas related to the topic, or other thoughts on what to explore next. You might use one of these strategies or a mix of them. Crafting a strong finish takes skills. It should feel like a grand ending, but also be clear and helpful. To summarize effectively, start with your introduction. Highlight the main ideas there, but don't just copy the opening statement. When bringing up related issues, make sure they are closely connected to your discussion, but don't confuse your readers with completely new topics. Recommendations can be a nice touch, whether you are writing for a school or for fun. They can be stated outright or hinted at. When deciding how to end your writing, look back at your introduction and the main ideas of each section. This will guide you in choosing whether to summarize, introduce related points, or make recommendations. You can focus on one approach to combine them for a more complex conclusion. To write a good conclusion, remember, don't end with a weak or off-topic conclusion. Make sure your conclusion matches the introduction and main points. Choose a clear method to organize your final thoughts.